Connection with Shade Network activated. Audio file download commencing. Files marked extremely sensitive. Strategic Homeland Division only. Agent, commencing transmission.
What's up, agents? You're listening to episode 164 of SITREP Radio, giving you the news and other happenings in the world of the Division 2. This week sees Title Update 4 drop, alongside the new Gunner Specialisation, as well as we're going to be discussing some of the issues plaguing the game currently. But first, my name is Mike, and joining me, as always, are my co-hosts, Robert.
Hello.
And Luke.
Hello.
And welcome to you guys, and welcome to any new listeners of the show. I apologize, I'm going to probably be croaky as hell for the rest of this episode.
It's fine.
Oh, somebody poorly?
Yeah, it's fine. I've lost my voice a couple of times this week. Anyway, boys, we finally had the Gunner minigun specialization added to the division this week.
We did.
Are we happy with it?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't upgraded mine yet, so.
You went some points last night. What did you spend them on?
I only had like 15.
Hookers. Anyway, that's a topic for a different show. Yes.
What, hookers?
So, yes, hookers. That's a different podcast we do. Yes. So the Gunner Specialization did drop with Title Update 4. If you have the Season Pass, you can head straight over to the base of operations and you can pick it up straight away. If you don't, you'll be able to do the special field research and unlock everything through the projects, including vanity and emotes and all the rest of it. We jumped on for a couple of hours last night and tried the new specialization. I really enjoyed it. I got to be honest, I felt like a bit of a badass with that, and all I could think of was the Terminator theme tune and Arnold Schwarzenegger quotes whilst Arnold Schwarzenegger quotes whilst we were playing. Thank you, Rob.
Sorry.
What are you sorry for?
I did it every time you spoke.
Peaking early now, dude.
Time.
Yeah, always do. Luke, what do you reckon of Gunner?
Yeah, it's fun.
It is fun, isn't it?
I'm turning into Rob this week. Yeah.
Yes. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. No, I feel like it's going to get a lot better once we've upgraded it a bit more.
Yeah, we can't really say too much at the moment because, it was literally 2 hours last night, wasn't it? And I didn't play it a lot in the PTS because I didn't want to get bored of it before I'd even got a hold of it properly. So,
well, I jumped on the PTS and I would have played it more, but we had to go do stuff to actually use it. And I was like, well, I thought we would have been given all the points. I didn't realize at the time we had to create a whole new character to be able to play it on the PTS. So that kind of sucks with the time that I actually had to actually jump on and play PTS. But I do think it's good. I'm interested to see, obviously, where the damage lies with the new specialization. Seeing as like all the other ones have been buffed with this new update, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. But I kind of agree. Paul Brewer, who kind of posts over, listener of the show, he posts over on our YouTube, and he said last week he wasn't very happy with it due to the amount of damage that it outputs. I don't know if anything was changed at the end of that PTS or not, but I kind of agree that it could do with being a little bit better damage-wise.
Bearing in mind you haven't got a fully upgraded one. So this is true, but this is something that we're going to have to kind of come back around on next week, I think. But I think like some of the other perks, like the armor on kill, the armor you get when you are shooting stuff, is going to be really good for like, well, not berserk builds, but like unstoppable force builds. It's going to be good because, yeah.
Well, I ran this with my unstoppable force build, and I did enjoy. It was good. It was really good, and it really fits well with the new ammo bar counter that they've got alongside the UI.
Yeah,
for your specialization ammo.
Like a lot.
Which is good because like I like the fact that you constantly kind of know when you're going to get a specialized ammo drop. So when we do the raid on Thursday, that's going to be interesting for people running crossbows because you instead of you guys being like, I haven't got any crossbow ammo, so we can just like rinse and repeat until you guys actually get some if need be.
It's a lot more consistent, isn't it? Rather than somewhat
they definitely
RNG based.
Up the drop rate, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the fact it's not RNG based is fucking amazing now.
Yeah.
Obviously, title update 4 dropped this week.
Did it?
Very quickly. Did it not drop?
Oh, I was just curious. Did it?
It did drop.
Cool.
Great comeback. How's it affected your builds, especially with the mod changes that has come as a result of title update 4?
I made a build preempting what was going to happen. And so, that I knew that it was going to get better. And then...
What?
Huh?
I was going to say, what kind of build did you make then?
It was a headshot build. 2 Aroldi, Berserk, lots of weapon damage, and loads of health. Pretty much health everywhere I can. So I've got about 195k health and 190k armor. And then, it
didn't really change my build too much. The only thing I will say is I managed to swap a couple of mods over to actually get a bit more health out of my build, which was good because I was only sitting about 46k, and now I'm about 55, 60, something like that now. So that was quite a good change.
Yeah, my build gained health by about 10k health, and then a lot more weapon damage because of all the mods that you can roll into the protocol slots. What were the protocol slots?
Luke, did it affect your build much, or?
My Unstoppable Force build got better because it ticked me over the next threshold for the next
2%.
The next 2% on the Unstoppable Force armor perk. So that was cool. But yeah, because that ticked over pretty much on its own, I could get a little bit more health as well. So, but it's not. It didn't affect that build as much as I was hoping it would. So maybe I need some better mods. But yeah, I mean, it still got better, so I can't complain too much.
No.
Yeah. The mod, if you haven't got any good mods, it's not your build isn't going to improve.
I've got some, but I perhaps need a few more.
Yeah, I suggest doing the level 19 run that I was doing. Just do it on your WoD tier 5 character.
Yeah,
it's good.
Have you seen any concerns with obviously this change, Rob?
No.
I was just seeing a lot of people concerned about the fact that it's going to lead to more health pools for players in PvP and stuff like that.
Well, maybe, but not a lot. I mean, the most health you can get on a mod was like 10k, so it's not like a huge amount. And you can get less. You don't get that much armor. I don't think. I think the max is like 8.
Right. Yeah, because the most I've seen is like maybe 7.
Yeah, but then you can get armor mods that have got like 5k armor and then like 4% armor, which are the best ones because 4% at that point is going to be quite a lot.
Okay.
Like if you're speccing into it.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's get down to some news, I guess.
State of the game.
Okay, so in this week's State of the Game, Hamish was joined by the lovely Thailander to discuss some of the changes that have been brought on by Title Update 4, why they were made, which obviously is always nice, and it's kind of nice to hear the reasons why some of these changes take place. I'll be honest, we have kind of discussed a lot of what was on the State of the Game over the past few weeks. So, PTS has been running, so we know a lot of the things, but the patch notes were incomplete, so there's some extra stuff today. I think the big one, it was on the PTS. We totally forgot to discuss it last week because we knew about it before it dropped. This was actually changed, was it last Friday, as a emergency patch? The big one I think most people are probably going to be annoyed about is the merciless change, or fix, should I say. Are you guys happy or not too happy about this change?
I don't have the merciless, so I don't give a shit.
You not got one?
I've had 2 in the past, and I dismantled both of them because it was a terrible weapon. I don't like using it. So yeah, I'm kind of glad because I farmed to get another one for a little bit. And I gave up, and I'm glad it's now terrible.
Okay, Luke, what are your thoughts on the change?
It did seem like a strange perk that, you know, will fire these primers and detonators at this really, really toughened enemy, and it will completely and utterly bypass all of its toughness and kill it in 3 shots. But people found it fun, so I can kind of understand the backlash, but I definitely understand the fix because it just didn't sit with the rest of the game. So,
well, yeah, the fact that it's bypassing armor and taking health from
Chungus.
Chungus. Well, it's not just Chungus; it's anything with armor, isn't it?
Yeah, but the main reason was the dogs was a good way to use it as well. But the Chungus in the raid was basically Razorback room. Most people's strategies involved 1 or 2 merciless build players, didn't it? So
yeah,
it's almost like they've changed the raid just by changing one weapon.
Yeah, they've made it harder already. But the fact that it was never intended, it was never their intention for this to happen. It wasn't listed as the talents of the weapon. You can kind of understand that. But I kind of liked what he said after that. Well, basically, Thailander said that, you know, having that weapon in now is just going to make it so powerful that nobody's going to use anything else for content. If they try and add something that is basically supposed to do that job in the future. And it basically kind of like locks them down for adding anything and anything else that would, you know, be designed for armor, I guess.
In my eyes, they probably should have just changed the wording.
Yeah.
Because as an exotic, it had one job to do and it did it really well. Like, no one was really using it for anything else. And now no one's ever going to use it ever again unless they buff it again. So it's no longer exotic in my eyes. What's the point in having it?
Yeah, I mean, Thailander did state that.
I dismantled 2 of them.
Yeah, I mean, well, you didn't think that much of it in the first place, or did you just not like the way it played? Like,
well, no, yeah, I didn't like the playstyle, and then it just didn't. It didn't seem powerful. It didn't seem like an exotic to me.
But people were putting merciless builds together, weren't they? Like solely for that.
Yeah. So it didn't really matter. You didn't need to have.
No, you didn't.
A build. You could still take the Chungus down, even if you were using it normally.
Yeah, I think from that kind of side, it is a shame that we had an exotic. Like, we've got the Pestilence. Put your hands up if you use a Pestilence. I'm going to say there's no hands being raised at all.
I think I've dismantled 2 of those as well.
You used the Pestilence?
No, I used it to dismantle and made more of my Eagle Bearers.
Well, Eagle Bearers plural. Fuck you.
Well, re-roll it to get a better damage roll.
But like, that sounds like it's the only decent AR exotic at the minute, isn't it?
The Nemesis is pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, situational. Well, they're all situational, aren't they? They're supposed to be. But I feel like this. I kind of agree with Rob. I like the fact that it was for a certain part of the raid. Like, I don't think anybody was using it on any other part of the raid. It was just literally the last part with the Chunguses, which have like that huge health, huge armor pull. But then seeing Boris play with it and seeing how quick he was taking the MP, he was taking 2 Chunguses down, 2 of the guys on each of the control panels at Razorback down within like a few seconds. I can understand maybe this is probably the reason why they've changed it. The fact that people were speed running the raid due to.
I feel bad for the people that had a team that was kind of dependent on that.
Yeah.
Because now they're going to find it hard to complete the raid. I know we did to a certain extent, but then we've played it since, and it's not that hard. Just take the chungus out. As long as you call it out quick enough, you can.
You have to basically focus fire, don't you? But I think like a few people switched back to Nemesis anyway, didn't they?
No, I didn't.
Well, I know you didn't, but I'm pretty sure people have basically just been using.
I suppose, but even then, Nemesis, it's going to take at least 3 or 4 shots, and that takes a long time with the Nemesis.
Yeah, we had a few close calls whilst we were doing the Chungus run, anyway. But yeah, the idea is in the future they're going to look into it, and they want it to be powerful and great. So
put it back the way it was then.
I was waiting for somebody to say that.
Simples.
Luke, I'm going to go over to you on the next bit. This I don't think this was discussed or we even saw as part of the PTS. Some of the clan changes that kind of came in with this update.
Yeah.
Some really good ones, I think.
Yeah, some really good ones. I think the clan menus were a bit underwhelming since their inception. Few people complaining about the admin side of it all. So quickly run through the changes on that. They've changed the clan weekly projects so that they're easy to complete for smaller clans. There's now also a reduced clan XP requirement for each tier of the clan cache. Invites and join requests that have not been responded to within 28 days will now automatically be removed from the clan inbox. There's also now, this is the best one in my opinion, added a last online status to show when clan members were last active in the game.
We may have culled a few people from the clan yesterday.
What was the date? How many days did we...
we put a point on, was it 65 days they haven't played?
62.
You're clearly not coming back.
Why did we leave it at 62? Why not?
That's 2 full calendar months.
Should have put it at 69, but there we go.
Well, I mean, we can if you really want to.
We only got rid of 5 people.
Yeah.
So.
We'll see in 69 days from now, right?
Well, I've warned Boris already that if his move to America takes too long, he's getting called as well. So, nobody's safe, dude. Not even you.
What?
No, not you. I'm talking to Boris.
Oh, I thought you meant me or Rob.
Anyway. Well, we'll see. I mean, Rob will never last fucking 69 days without playing this game.
Yeah, that's a good point. I haven't played it today yet, though.
Really? I'm really surprised about that.
Starting to shake.
Where did we get to? Added a weekly reset timer in the plan progression window, giving clear indications of when you will be able to collect your caches. Added indicators for members already in groups and how many free spaces are available on the clan roster page. That's a good change as well, to be fair. Some shit about keywords that we're not really bothered about. And the clan member who earns the top distinction of the week will now receive a medal icon over their name in the clan roster.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll be getting that every week then. Cool.
No. You probably will, actually, now Boris
isn't playing that much.
Pretty much, if you get it off Rob, you deserve a medal anyway.
Yeah, you've only got that for 2 months, dude. That's it. And then Boris is going to come back and reclaim it.
I just told you, dude.
Else.
If it takes...
We'll wake up, have a look, and he'd done like 10 million the XP because he's just been playing all day.
Damn it. And I think the last change is. Did you say the last change?
What, the clan insignia is now invisible in the photo mode?
Visible, not invisible.
Visible.
I said visible.
You said invisible.
Invisible.
Clan insignia is now visible when using photo mode.
Oh,
okay, cool.
That's cool.
It was previously invisible. It's now visible. Show off your clan insignia.
Well,
that would have been nice
on a daily basis because me and Boris have a little game. But
can we not turn this into the Boris podcast? Stuff we've done with Boris.
I change it, and then he changes it, and then I change it, and then
Well, if you get rid of him, then you can't change it anymore, can you? Or demote him.
I could demote him. That's a good point.
What if he demotes you first?
You won't have heard this by the time Rob's demoted him.
You're like, what the fuck? I do like that last change because that would have been cool in the raid, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, no, that would But then we have yet to do a full raid with a full clan roster. So
we tried several times. Speaking of raid, shout out to Mick Dad, I can't remember the other guy from the Locked On cast that joined us, but we helped get them through.
It was 4 of them from their clan, wasn't it? Yeah, 4 of them from their clan. 2 of them had done the raid before.
So wait. So 4 members of Locked On
and 4
clan.
members of SITREP Radio.
It was perfect. Like
we were in separate, like subgroup 1, subgroup 2, subgroup 2 as well.
It was fucking perfect. But I don't know if that was on purpose or not.
Yeah, I think you can do. I think McDad may have done that because you can do it.
Oh, you can organize it?
Yeah, I think so.
You can reorganize your raid team?
Yeah.
That would just be so much.
It's just whoever joins first goes into subgroup 1, then the last 4 go into subgroup 2.
Let me get this straight. Those particular members of the Locked On clan / podcast that hadn't previously done the raid, i.e. had never completed it before, got carried.
We did. No.
Wait. No. Got carried to completion by 2 members of the podcast that they affectionately refer to as SITREP.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Locked On.
Yeah, it was me, Mike, Boris, and Dave from our clan, and I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. Angel, McDad, and then there was 2 others that I can't remember the names of. It was Angel's husband, I think, because I think they were like together because they remember hearing their kids.
Anyway, off track. Like fuck. Let's get back on to some of the shit that's going on with specializations. I'm sure most of you have noticed by now. We did poorly try and describe it, but you probably noticed by now there's been changes to your specializations across all 4 of them. Obviously, the new one being the minigun. First of all, you've got additional damage to all weapons now being able to stack into. So your sniper, your shotguns and pistols, we've done all that. Increases to damage for all specialization weapons. Your specialization weapon will now scale with the world tier without actually having to invest into it. I take it they're on about the pistol with regards to that.
What? Say that again.
The specialization weapon now scales to world tier without having to invest into it.
Yeah, when you upgrade it in the tier in the tree, it goes up to 500 gear score basically.
Yes, on your spec 3. 2 of the weapons actually had a buff, so the TAC 50 damage has been doubled.
Almost.
Almost doubled, sorry. And the crossbow has a 50% more powerful. It's 50% more powerful at cracking armor pieces. So I'm asking the question to you boys, is the crossbow going to be better in the raid now?
Well, yeah, it takes 1 shot to take down the vent. So, I mean, unless that wasn't intended either, and now we're doing it wrong, you know.
Is this to? I'm kind of thinking you're gonna have to use that instead of the merciless.
Oh, what, to kill?
Yeah, I wonder if it's done it. Yeah, I wonder if it's been done to counteract it.
Now that specialization ammo is easier to come by, it might be worth trying that as a tactic. Because, you know, running around with at least 2 crossbows.
Have either of you even tried doing it?
No,
because it's a waste of. It would have been a waste of crossbow ammo.
Yeah, it would have been previously because the merciless killed them so quick. But it wasn't worth it. I will try it tomorrow for definite.
Yeah, I'm just thinking we got raid to run tomorrow. Obviously, we're going to try and I'm kind of want to run Gunner, but it's going to be a bad idea.
No, it's a bad idea.
It's going to be a terrible idea.
Yeah. So let's get this done. So
that's your challenge for next week's raid. Have the Gunner fully spec'd up by next Thursday. That gives you 8 days.
Once you've done all your invaded stuff and your bounty tree, you pretty much will.
Yeah, I've still got my invaded stuff at the minute, so I can do it. Rob.
Well, like you kind of left me on your map last night.
Better not have done it. Anyway, something we talked about, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but there's obviously been an issue in PvP with regards to armor kits. Apparently it's going to be fixed in tomorrow's maintenance. There is a maintenance tomorrow we'll talk about very quickly at the end. Apparently it's been to do with hitboxes, if I remember rightly, Rob, and desyncing issues.
Yeah.
sounds like common practice for the division, but there we go.
Yeah, but it's going to get fixed. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Shh.
And yeah, the couple of things that were actually missed from the patch notes, which you can go check out, it's over on Reddit and on the Ubisoft forums. I think Johan posted these ones. You got a field of view slider for console. Can we have a woo?
I don't understand how that works. How does that work? Because if I increase the field of view on my computer, my frame rate goes down. How does that not work? How does that not happen on?
Wow. Well, let's move on before Rob says something he shouldn't.
Yeah, but how does it not decrease the frame rate on console? How have they done that? It's just magic.
I don't know.
You just answered your own question. You just said magic. That's how they did it. Leave it at that.
Space magic.
Space magic.
No,
yeah, space magic.
No, not space magic. Just normal magic, right?
Normal magic. Harry Potter magic.
I was thinking more like David Blaine.
He's not magic. He just likes to stand in ice for a long time.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot Harry Potter wasn't a real person.
What?
What?
Shame.
I did.
Anyway, a couple other things. They've made huge improvements apparently to Firefly.
Okay,
is anyone
use it.
gonna try it? Because apparently it's quite good for crowd control. I'm seeing people
disagree.
Still not going to use it. Okay.
Nope. There will always be a shit skill. This time around, it's a Firefly.
Shame it's named after a really good TV show.
Can we just have a brick instead?
Yeah, we'll just Kevin McAllister it.
Honestly, can we just have a brick instead? You just aim it at
and just chuck bricks at fucking Black Tusk.
It would be so much better. Like, I'm sure it's a great skill now, but I kind of agree that I'm probably not going to use it. But I want a brick instead that just instantly drops NPCs, so that, like, it just knocks them over if you hit them in the head, and they get back up again until like they're dead. But it'd be kind of funny to just throw bricks at NPCs. I'm
on board.
Like, it's just stone face looking at me like I mean, have no words.
Can we have a shade tech brick though? Can it have like
a shade brick? Can
it be made out of like real dense material so it really hurts when it hits them in the face?
What would you describe as dense material? Cobalt or?
No, cobalt's quite a light.
Can we wait till Division 3 when we follow Aaron Keener to Russia and just go and get some bricks from Chernobyl? I mean, they'd hurt, right?
Well, yeah, because you'd slowly die.
Yeah, radioactive brick in the face, that will hurt.
Yeah, but then you would die as well.
Don't hold it, stupid.
Well, how are you going to throw it without holding it?
Slingshot.
Okay.
Yeah, but it would be radioactive brick. It would be... Fuck, I can't remember. What's the thing on the roof? What's the thing on the roof, Rob? In Chernobyl. It's the thing that holds the rods.
Yeah, the thing they use to encase the uranium-235.
Yes.
Oh,
oh my God.
The only way they knew that the reactor exploded was because these particular bricks were on the outside.
Everywhere. And I can't, it's like Ch.
No, that's Chernobyl. It's not.
No.
It's
I swear it begins with C. I know
it's a form of carbon. But I can't remember what it's called.
Wow. Sidetracked to fuck. But yeah, apparently Firefly skill is going to be smoother and more powerful for you to use now. But like I said, I'm hearing it's good in crowd control. It should be a little bit easier.
Don't care.
They also added the ability to favorite mods, which I think is quite a cool addition. The UI team's like been doing some good changes. I like the fact now that you've got ticks on your gear. You've actually got equipped, so it's kind of
that was in the BTS, but the ticks were really like
small.
No, they were the same size, but they were like the wrong color, and they've kind of changed the color of them. It looks a lot better now.
It's called feedback because they gave over on the forums, right?
Oh, right, yeah. Or maybe they just realized they look stupid.
And single press for Chem Launcher for consoles. I was like, what? They don't have that?
How have they been playing?
Because I have that on my mouse.
They must have to get the gun out. Shoot on the floor, man. That'd be horrible.
Yeah. There was some changes to the occupied.
You should buy a PC.
Or just get a keyboard and mouse for your console. It's fine. Don't worry.
Well, it still wouldn't work though because they haven't got the option on the console until now.
We'll get that thing that fucking does it. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Zim.
Yeah. Because that's the best thing to do. I feel like we're covering for Luke to actually find out what it is, and he's still not found out what it is. Anyway, if you know what it is, you can send it to sitrep.radiopod@gmail.com.
Googling how to make a nuclear power plant so he can find out.
If we see Luke's house get swatted in a minute.
Just to watch an episode of Chernobyl.
I might not be here next week because my Google history is going to be quite interesting.
I'm not going to be here at all next week, just to warn everyone.
I'm not going to be here either.
I'm going on my honeymoon.
Okay. No podcast next week then. Cool.
Man, you by yourself, dude.
Anyway, I'm not sitting here doing a one-man podcast. That's a terrible idea.
Well, it might be a good podcast next week.
Why?
That sounds... Well,
because I won't be on it.
Yeah. You might get the ending right. Are you going to pre-record next week's ending?
No.
Just in case. Fuck it up on purpose. Anyway. Yeah, it was like... We already kind of knew about it, but there was going to be changes to the Dark Zone. And they've now been implemented. However, there's going to be even more. I was seeing loads of complaints about Hipfire and all the changes that they were like, it's definitely coming in a future patch. I'm pretty sure that wasn't supposed to be this one. And they managed to get a few of them in. And that's why we're getting like the Occupied Dark Zone changes so soon.
We should go test that at some point.
Yes, we should. Especially now the armor's been fixed.
Infinite manhunts, guys. Come on.
Yes. Do you like the fact they've added leaderboards for this?
I don't give a shit about leaderboards. I just want to just go manhunt for days.
I knew he was going to say that. I don't give a shit about leaderboards.
Because you just know some fucking cheating asshole's just going to get on top. So it doesn't... Every time you put leaderboards in this game, this is no point. Everyone just gives up because some cheaters just breaks it. Just to have their name on the top.
I'm going to be sad you're not here for your sweet honesty next week.
Sorry.
Okay, some things that might boil some people's blood. Thailander did go into a couple of things. They did confirm that TU5 is it's confirmed to happen. I assume it's being worked on and it's probably in progress at the minute. I'm going to be honest, I don't think we're going to see it until after the launch of the DLC expeditions.
Agreed.
Because it seems pointless to add all these bug fixes. And then, yeah, I think...
It costs money to do client patches at the end of the day, so they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
They'll just wait and add them in with that patch.
I think they're hoping the game's in a stable place, and then they're going to put out the DLC kind of like what they did with the raid, and then... Which is due in July, so we've got, a couple of weeks left?
We won't get the raid straight away, though, will we? I hope we don't.
No. We're not getting the raid until September or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah. But it won't be on... It won't be... What I'm saying is they'll drop the second DLC, whatever, and then the raid will come out 3 days after.
I'm not on about that. I'm on about TU5.
All right, mate.
We've got problems. Okay?
All right.
But one of the things that he did discuss that they're looking into for Title Update 5, whenever it drops, maybe before or after the
skills.
No, not skills first. Brand sets. Something that I think might make Luke mad.
They didn't say this about TU5. They just said they might look at it. They never said TU5.
They said not in TU4, but skills are definitely on the radar for TU5, aren't they?
Yes.
That's the idea. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I think the thing I want to see if Luke's going to go off on a rant on, but now I said it, he won't. Brand sets. Graphite.
It wasn't graphite. It was graphene, wasn't it?
No, it was graphite. Yeah. Why did I think
form of carbon?
With a C?
I was right. B. Yeah.
It's not B. Yeah. What the fuck are you on about?
Graphite is a form of carbon. It's like dense carbon.
I don't care about that. But why are you saying B? Yeah.
Because I was going to say something else, and I changed my mind.
I knew he was going to say that. Just knew he was going to be, I was going to swear and I thought better of it because I'm a good boy.
Right, let's see if we can make Luke mad.
Right, well, don't make me mad. Don't do that.
Are you happy with the current system that we have with regards to, say you've got a brand set that doesn't roll a backpack at all, and you've got to choose something else, and you've got to kind of build around the fact of that?
Yes, I am actually.
Okay, so would you be happy if they
made it easier to get said backpack that didn't roll?
I'm sorry,
it doesn't exist.
Luke's not here right now. Please leave a message after the tone.
Yeah, they basically said that. Well, Thailander said that some brands don't make certain parts or certain gear pieces.
Yeah, what was the reason he gave for that? It was like, it's a glove manufacturer. They wouldn't make backpacks or something like that, wouldn't they?
I like it at the moment. I don't think they should change it. They need to maybe do something about the loot situation, though, because it is a little bit diluted and a lot of it is just trash.
Yes.
Maybe rein in the loot pools a little bit, but not much. Because then you lose that feeling when you get like a God roll piece.
It's either that or just...
But like, I can play a whole week and not get an upgrade, which is not a good thing.
That fucking chest I got yesterday, I was like, yes! And you were like, what are you yesing about? And I had, 13.5% weapon damage for my chest.
Yeah.
And I only had 9.5%.
Or
13, sorry. Yeah, I'm thinking 9.5 on...
I have 13.5.
I've got 9.5 on my... I did have 9.5 on my chest. And I upgraded it, but I've been waiting like a fair while to get a better roll chest.
Wait. How many hours have you played the game?
200 plus. Okay. Why?
No reason.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, you say you've been waiting a while, but then you're not really playing that much.
I am playing as much as I can.
It's not enough.
Oh, sorry.
Try harder, dude.
Fucking elitist. Anyway, back to you, Luke.
Hi.
Do you want them to do this?
Do you want them to make it easier?
No, I don't, to be honest with you, because,
Why? Why don't you want it changing?
Because there's certain brand sets that if you gave freedom where they would now rolling on all 6 pieces, i.e. like Providence does and like Guard does, where you'd be able to make these super overpowered builds. I feel like they've put a lot of time and effort into making sure what pieces rolled onto what brand set meant that they weren't instantly interchangeable with some other brand sets on purpose.
Agreed.
They must have spent a lot of time figuring this shit out.
Like and now they just only rolls on 3 things.
Yeah. And, what was it? Wyvern is all crit stuff, so crit damage and crit chance for the 1 and the 3 piece. Douglas and Harding is crit damage and crit chance for the 2 and the 3 piece. You can't wear a 3-piece Douglas and Harding with a 3-piece Wyvern. It's impossible because of how they've made the loot, the rolls work. If you completely undo that after 3 months, what the fuck was the point of all the work in the first place? I guarantee you it took somebody longer than 3 months to work this out.
Yeah, I don't think they should go back on this. I like the idea of, they basically said they'd like to look into communicating better what is more obtainable or change. They're on about changing what's on offer, but I don't think you should change on what's on offer at all. No, I think the fact, like the diversity of the builds comes around, or even creating a build is round the fact of, okay, I can only have these set pieces and you have to work your other pieces around that. The minute you can move it around, then it's simplifying it.
You don't realize, but they've already put one step towards making it simplified because of what they've done with the mods.
With the mods, yeah. Yes. So, but they've done that twice now. I like the fact that they're willing to change stuff, but you go back to the mods on the weapons even, there's no negatives, there's no drawbacks. And that's the thing now, if we're able to roll an Aroldi backpack, where's the negative on that? There's no negative. You take it is slowly taking away the negative and giving people more choice, but then isn't that going to add to the loot problem as well, because you're going to have the additional pieces in the loot pool?
Yeah, it will. I think it will. What they should do is probably rework some of the brand sets that nobody wants because they're trash, rather than giving us more pieces of stuff that people don't necessarily need.
I think there is a solution to this. It's fairly simple.
Just leave it the fuck alone.
N.
No. Give us 490 to 500 gear score crafting blueprints.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
And make them expensive. So you can't just sit there and just go print them out.
Yep.
Because we're looting and then most of the stuff is trash. Okay, occasionally you get an upgrade. But then everything else you dismantle or sell. If you dismantle it, you get parts. You can then turn those parts into more chances of getting more loot if you've got the blueprint for the thing you want. It's that simple.
Everybody was going on about making crafting great again. Rob's just done it.
But also, if you're going to make crafting great again, please sort out the material situation.
Yeah, we also need to hold. The thing is, if
you can't hold too many more though, because then you can just sit
not even that. But give us a cache we can buy, make it expensive, but it's still purchasable.
No, I disagree with that.
Yeah,
I think it still has to be a grind. Otherwise, people would just be printing stuff out, and then you'll have perfect loot, and then you won't play the game ever again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to call you out on this, Rob, and I apologise for doing it, but you were moaning the other day that you haven't had an upgrade in a month, then instantly got one.
No, Boris,
because that's how your RNG works. Well, yeah, but you still got one because that's how your RNG works. And then, if you've got the perfect pieces, you've now got all the gear sets from the raid because that's how your RNG works as well. And you've got the fucking Eagle Bearer. What's Rob going to do? He's going to go and play something fucking else.
I have almost played 500 hours on the game.
I know.
So.
I'm not saying you've not worked for it. That's why I apologise for calling you out for it. But
dirty hooker.
If they make it easier for you to get the more stuff in the future that you might need or might want when the gear score increases, etc., you'll be here for 5 minutes and fuck off and play something else because you've got everything again.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of going to it anyway, but Yannick discussed that with a couple of news outlets that they kind of understand that not everyone's going to stick around for the game as much as they did, or like it's a live service. You're going to have people drop in, drop out, depending on content updates. And I don't think they're as worried this time about maintaining people's attention as much. But I agree for the people playing, you kind of want something there.
That's why the crafting thing is like, if it's expensive, like it rewards the people that are spending a lot of time in the game. Like you're getting something back.
No, I agree. I agree with it. Crafting needs sorting out. It does need sorting out. Anyway, TU5, we said about it briefly. Skills are being looked at. It's nice to actually hear them talking about it. I'll kind of talk about it a little bit later on.
Maybe if we have time.
Yeah, they're not in a great place. We'll discuss that in a minute, hopefully. I guess we've got some notable fixes from Title Update 4's update.
Yeah. Why have I got to read the bug fixes, huh? I feel like this is a meme. Fixed weird lighting in some tunnels. Fixed an issue where Master Sergeant Quiroz, isn't that that's
Steve,
your favorite? Steve. Mike,
yeah.
That's Steve.
Space Admiral, yeah.
Why hasn't it got Steve in brackets?
I don't know. Fixed an issue where Steve in the Space Admin Administration HQ would just jump down earlier than intended. He's just really eager. Fixed an issue where Weasel's weapon could fly out of his hand. I didn't see that ever. Also, who's Weasel?
That's the boss that jumps out after the two bosses in the airplane hangar in the raid, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And on the patch notes,
there
was an extra note on that bug fix on the patch notes that said sweaty palms can be a real problem for some people.
Yeah.
I like that.
That explains why he can shoot a sticky bomb around corners as well.
Oh, God, yeah.
Fix an issue where accuracy of a player in an activity summary could be negative. Boris. Fix an issue where players could stare into the void.
I think that was great.
Don't look into the light, guys.
Fix an issue where players could jump into a patio they should not have access to. No trespassing.
Can I just go back to that one where it says players could stare into the void? Is that by any chance the lighting issue that you and me had? Yeah, I reckon that's the lighting issue. Because I was like, oh, it's kind of funny. Why would you put that in the patch notes? Players could stare into the void, but I wonder if that's why we were getting the lighting issue, which would kind of maintain while you walk around. Anyway.
Fix an issue where Lucy and Buddy, Buddy and Lucy, could become permanently invulnerable in Operation Dark Hours. That would suck. Maybe we've experienced that, we just didn't realize.
Yeah, that's definitely why we spent 6 hours on it. Right.
Fix an issue where a player could revive multiple agents at the same time with a reviver hive.
I don't believe that one at all. I'm sorry, I don't.
Fix an issue where when placing a turret on a car, the turret would drop down to the floor, making it useless because it can't shoot through the car. Fix an issue where players would be able to see through the map when looking out a window on the stadium map. Okay. Fix an issue where the dialogue audio could switch to English when playing with a different language saying.
All I imagine is the Buzz Lightyear thing where he starts speaking in Spanish or something. That must be what it's like for other people. ¿Dónde está?
Fix some weird doors. Fix some weird stairs. Oh yeah, have you seen what they did with the stairs by that checkpoint? They just removed them. But if you like, but they haven't updated the
GPS.
The GPS, so it still tries to take you up the stairs.
I've seen that.
Has it got like every step actually marked?
No, it's just the line takes you, because it was like a double set of stairs.
Yeah.
It takes you up and you can see it. Like, what the fuck? It's not there. Fix an issue where Anaya Al-Khalik would stay in an A pose after being recruited. She is now relaxed. That's good. Fix an issue where inspecting a player would show the inspecting player stats instead. Have they fixed the stats?
We'll find out. Maybe next time you play PvP. Actually, when you check out someone's build.
Yeah, in the cloud.
Yeah, there's a fuck ton of bug fixes in this patch. You can go check out some of them, patch notes. These are just some of them that I thought personally would be quite funny for Rob to read out.
Thanks, Mike.
You proved me right. Anyway, speaking of fixes, Luke, there's a maintenance tomorrow if you're listening to this podcast on Thursday, June 20th. If not, then it's already happened.
No. The fixes are tomorrow. If you're listening to this podcast on Thursday, it's today.
Yes, it's today, I meant. Not tomorrow. But I've just realized exactly what I've said when this podcast won't be out till Friday. So apologies.
So yesterday.
This maintenance will be
shit
done.
Shit that got fixed yesterday if you're listening to this on launch.
So
is that the right day?
Shit that got fixed yesterday you already know about. There were issues with the special field research to unlock the gunner. They should now be fixed.
Hey, don't worry about it. It's fixed.
I think the ones they definitely named in the State of the Game were the Foam Party and the This Is Madness projects. You should now be able to pick up special ammo where previously you could not. That would be fucking annoying.
Well, they did explain it was something to do with the... What was it, Rob? I've forgotten.
It was a server...
Desync.
Desync, yeah.
Just played server desync.
No, it was. It literally was.
No, I know. It's just like...
Morris had that in the BTS, I'm pretty sure. He kept dropping ammo and he couldn't pick it up because it already thinks you got full ammo because it's desynced.
A texture issue has been fixed for some UI gun icons.
Have you seen this? Have you seen this? It's fucking brilliant.
It's meme-tastic, isn't it?
What it is. I actually thought
coloured missing texture image.
I actually thought that somebody had like photoshopped it.
Yeah.
It looks like a joke. It's fucking brilliant. I love it. But it's gonna be fixed. Can we please leave it in?
The armor kit issue that we mentioned earlier in the podcast should now be fixed. They will remove the ability. By now, they should have removed the ability to get special ammo from killing wildlife.
Oh,
I'm not happy with this change.
yeah, put it back.
I think we should start.
Let's go hunting.
What are we hunting for, Rob?
Anything.
I was hoping you were going to say
cats,
rabbits,
dogs,
hysteria,
birds, any birds really.
This next one that's listed for a fix from Thursday, i.e. yesterday, if you're listening to this. Jesus.
You gotta go kill it. Like,
I know that this or part of this has already been fixed because Foxy has got this. So the ARM patch for first week raid completions should now finally be fixed. I know Foxy got his today when TU4 dropped. So, or yesterday when TU4 dropped even.
Or 3 days ago if you listen to
it. 3 days. Tuesday, Idlon Fox from Bombshell Jackets got his first week raid completion ARM patch on Tuesday.
Imagine Tink's got hers as well, or does she already have hers? I'm sure he doesn't know.
I don't know. I haven't seen her for a few days. Okay. And the bullet registration issue is being looked into further.
That we've talked about.
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Did we? No, we didn't.
Well, we did. We briefly went over it. It was to do with hitboxes and all the rest of it, wasn't it?
Asleep for a couple of seconds then.
Standard. Rob's narcolepsy is kicking in again. Fuck. It's like you're from Rat Race, dude. But yeah, before we move on to this week's, if we've got time and these boys want to do it, this week's discussion, I don't know if you guys have had a chance to check it out, but I did say earlier that Yannick was talking to a couple of news outlets, game news outlets at E3, talking about the Division. And he spoke to Stephen Totillo from Kotaku and put out like a great article titled "The Division 2s have a plan to overcome the backlash," because there is a bit of backlash. You know, you have the nice sunny days to start with when a game launches, and then 2 weeks later, I think it's been a bit longer than that for the Division, but yeah, it kind of shit hits the fan a little bit. But they basically discussed that once the game was out and everyone was happy with it, they kind of realized at some point it would go the other way. So they're kind of learning from the Division 1. And this time round, they have structured patches, which we've spent a lot of time talking about today, to fix issues on an ongoing basis like they have been, rather than with the Division 1 where they were like, oh fuck, everything's broke. We need to try and fix everything all at once. I think that was a pretty good...
First of all, what was the guy from Kotaku called?
Stephen Totillo.
That's unfortunate.
Why?
That's just a funny name.
Hold on a minute. The second name's Hemsley. You got no fucking room to talk.
There is nothing wrong with my second name. Okay? It doesn't rhyme with anything. Okay? It's hard to be bullied by someone. Right?
Shut up, Helmsley.
Okay, that's just offensive.
You just said you can't. Oh my god. But yeah, Yannick says, with regards to the game's first raid, they're pretty happy where it went, but they've took a couple of things from it this time around. They've realized there's a gap difficulty between PC and console. Which
Hallelujah.
Something the community's been shouting about for a long time. But they've said they don't want to end up in a world where they have to balance things differently between console and PC.
Well, that's kind of stupid.
My God.
I think at some point you're going to have to balance some things differently. I mean, they're already doing it with regards to skills. But he did say for the next raid, we're looking at how do we change the encounters and the fight dynamic to try not to penalize console players because of accuracy and aiming.
Guess what, guys? Next raid is going to be piss easy.
And rely less on that and more on actual team play. The other issue that they discussed very briefly was matchmaking. They've said they fear that random groups will have a tough time. Going to agree with that. Something we shouted about on the podcast for a while. But they have said that we want to try and have a solution by the time the second raid rolls around. But it does state they've declined to confirm that it would actually be available by then, which I thought was quite funny.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that?
I mean, they could do it. Matchmaking wouldn't be difficult to do. They could just add it and change the scaling down to like 6 people and still have 8 people in there, so you can essentially carry 2 people. That's how I would do it. How easy that would be to implement, I don't know. Not a developer.
You gotta press that sweet magic button, Rob.
Yep. Turn the dial back from 8 to 6 and then hit go on the matchmaking. It's like 2 buttons. Do it.
And finally, he did write in the comments that he asked about content. Obviously, we're getting completely different content that we've all kind of discussed on here before. A lot of people have shouted about bringing back Underground and Survival. And basically, Yannick said they're not announced content. Like, we're not getting anything like that in the current plan that is in year 1. But they have said that these are extremely popular. So it's definitely something that in a perfect world, we'd like to be able to bring back. So, Luke, can you read between the lines on that one?
No, because it's a very non-plus answer, isn't it? No, he admits that they're popular, right? Didn't take a genius to work that out. It's definitely something that in a perfect world we'd like to be able to bring back.
Was Yannick a politician?
Yeah, that's very political.
He hasn't answered the question.
Yeah. I mean, clearly he's good at his job because he gave an answer that didn't answer the question and the interview finished. But
it makes you feel like he's answered the question.
Yeah. It's great.
Well done, Yannick.
But not at this time. Maybe.
We'd like to give you these things that you really enjoyed from the first game, and in a perfect world, we would give them to you.
We haven't done it yet, so we
See
can't
you later.
say yes or no.
You think that would be on the plan for overcoming the backlash? Here's Underground. But then I kind of understand, like, do you really want Underground back, like, for the Division 2?
Fuck
yeah, as
no.
if they did it, people are going to moan. Why is this not new?
Well, yeah, it'd just be the same rehashed content. I think Survival would be different because I think it would be completely different this time around. I think they've learned from the first game and the engine and all the rest of it that you could have, like, even the way the open world works is completely different.
Something massive have done really well since Division 1. They listen to the community and then they go,
fuck you, I'm going to do something else.
They don't really want that. We'll give them this instead because they'll enjoy this. They just think they want that, but they're idiots. So we'll just give them this, and they were like, yeah.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and probably piss a few people off, but if they gave us Underground, people would moan that it wasn't Survival. If they gave us Survival, people would moan that it's not Underground.
I don't know.
Wait. If they give them either of them or both of them, people would still moan that it's different because it's Division 2 or that it's not new because it's Division 1 in Division 2. But because, like Mike said, if you gave you Survival Division 2 style, it wouldn't be Survival from Division 1. So people who love Survival from Division 1 would fucking hate it. So just don't bring it back. I'm putting it out there. Just leave it alone. Do you want to play Survival? Go and play Division 1.
I'm going to be honest. I don't want Underground back.
I don't want either of them back. Because it wouldn't be the same, so what's the point?
True. Yeah, true. Because everyone's like, New York, we're going back to New York. And then, no.
I think we're going back for a mission. That's it.
No comment. But yeah, it was, I just thought there was a bit of interesting information in there. And you should go check out the full article over on Kotaku. It's interesting. It's really good. There's probably a few more bits in there, but those were the main bits I thought were quite stand out. Do we want to do the discussion?
Nah, save for next week and I'm not here.
I feel like you would want some input on this, though.
Nah, I've never run a skill build ever, so let's just not talk about that.
Okay.
Spoilers!
Oh, sorry.
Spoilers, thanks, Rob. Wow.
Next week, me and Mike definitely will not, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, be talking about skill builds.
No, we're going to save that for when Rob comes back.
Yes.
Damn it.
Just for you, Rob.
I'm going to make a skill build then.
How long are you away for, Rob?
Just a week.
Oh, okay.
Where are you? I'm not even going to ask you. I don't
Going to Corfu.
No, I don't care.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, you do. You do care because you asked last night.
You should care. You're looking after his kids while he's away.
Yeah, someone's got to. I look after them when they're here. What you want about? Where's my clan medal? Hey, Where's my clan medal for looking after your kids?
Yeah, how much XP do you earn over the weekend while Mike's got your kids, Rob?
No comment.
No comment.
Okay, so we're going to move on to questions and feedback. And because we're not doing a discussion and Rob's not here, Robert, you can take the first question.
This comes from Not Me, Mister. He. What? That's what it says. I have a PvP-related question that as a PvE Care Bear, I'm curious about. I see the complaints amongst some of the PvP players about how the TTK is too quick and how it ruins PvP. But then I watch streams. No, it says steams. Steams of Siege, or it says steams.
Okay.
He misspelled. That's supposed to say streams, right? Streams of Siege or Battalion 1944. Wow. People still playing that game? I think, yeah, there must be. And the TTK is really quick. So I sit here and wonder, what the fuck are Div 2 players complaining about? As a non-PvP player, I'm generally curious and not trying to shit stir. Awkward pause.
Big pause. Why are people complaining about the TTK?
I didn't realize people were. We haven't really been PvPing at all, so
no, we did, and then the raid came out, and that was about a month ago. And then there was issues with PvP because of the armor glitches and it was like shitloads of damage.
The unbreakable builds.
Yeah, they kind of got a little bit insane. So like, well, I'm not going back in there till that's just fixed. But it's fixed tomorrow or yesterday,
unbreakable builds,
depending when you're listening to this.
It's
3 days
still a
ago.
problem.
Yeah. I think it's the fact that it's build diversity at the minute and the fact that everyone's pretty much running the same build to some degree. Everyone's just stacking weapon damage. There's not much sustainability. So
the Division 2 is a PvE game with PvP tagged on it.
It is now. Yeah, the Division 2.
That's the problem. There is no separate. Well, there is a little bit, but there's not much separate. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it. Like they're not separated in any way.
No, they're not.
They are exactly a little bit with a modifier, but there needs to be more separation.
Yeah. I mean, we've got the one thing that we wanted for ages, which was like a dedicated PvP mode. I'm not even running it because of how it plays. You just get 4 people running around the map and steamrolling like 1 or 2 players because that's how you have to play because the builds. That's how I feel about it. I like the fact that TTK is quick because it feels like you're actually doing damage. It would suck if you didn't, but I think it really depends on other players' builds at the end of the day. Like if you're coming up against a tank build, then to me they shouldn't have TTK that is really quick, but they shouldn't be doing as much damage. They should have a lot more survivability, but for me, they shouldn't have as much damage as other people. They're the people that should be drawing the aggro for players, and then you've got other players on your team that are basically DPS.
TTK
like we used to run in the Division 1.
I can't even remember what the name of this fucking PvP mode's called.
Domination?
Well, like
skirmish.
Conflict.
Yeah.
The TTK should not be the same in that than it is in the Dark Zone. It should be different.
Yes.
But it isn't, because it's normalized. If you go to normalized Dark Zone, you should have a similar build to what you have in Conflict you do the Dark Zone, which is wrong in my opinion.
Luke, any thoughts before we move on?
I think balance comes into it quite a bit as well, because the PvP is still somewhat based around your RNG in the open world, because your builds are based on your RNG and you take your build into your PvP. So therefore, you can't compare PvP from Division with pretty much any other game on the market, with maybe the exception of Destiny. And I say that not really knowing what I'm talking about in relation to Destiny PvP anyway. But if you try and compare the Division 2 to Siege or Battalion 1944, which I've never played, or the PvP-centric games like Battlefield 5 or
Overwatch or anything
Overwatch or whatever, there's absolutely no RNG based in those games at all. You load into Siege with a character that has been predefined. Literally, the only thing you can do with that is choose your weapon.
But that's why we said before. Yeah, but that's why we said before. It would be quite cool to have a mode for that, like a dedicated mode. We have 4 specializations now. Use it as like you have predetermined PvP
agents. Specialization agents. Yeah. I'd be down
whether that would fix it, but it would bring a little bit more balance to it.
It's not skill based; it's build based. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
So it's more, if you're going to win, you've got a good build.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're good at the game.
And people were concerned about that to start with, to be fair, because the TTK is so low now that even if you have got more skill than the person that's shooting at you, you haven't got the time to react for your skill, your actual player skill to take effect. I don't mean your division skills. I mean your actual gaming skills. So I don't know what they can do about it, because if you were to do what me and Mike have just said would be a good idea, you'd piss a lot of people off.
Yeah, because they're building builds to go do PvP.
Yeah.
Not everyone wants to go in the dark zone, but then if you run normalized content, then more people in theory are running conflict and skirmish and domination instead of the dark zone.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing to do in the dark zone for some people.
I bet I spent a good 75% of my Division 1 life in the dark zone or in the PvP modes. I would be amazed if it's even 7.5% of my Division 2 lifetime thus far. And that's really sad for me to say, because I really enjoyed Division 1 Dark Zone. I'm not going to say I enjoyed Division 1 PvP as such, but the Dark Zone was the lifeblood of the game, in my personal opinion. And I'm sorry to use this terminology, but it sucks in Division 2.
Yeah. I mean, we like, I'm not going to downplay what you've said, but we've had some good times in there, haven't we? Like, we've gone in there, we've had a few good battles with people.
But yes.
Yeah. But it's getting that, and it's not often. It's not often at all. And I do think it's down to builds as well, because we're all running damage builds because you want to kill players. There's nothing else that's viable, is there? Really?
I don't think that's the problem.
I do.
I think the problem is the PvE game is too good.
Oh, yeah, you have that as well. But
we don't want to do anything else.
That is a good point, because the last 3 weeks, all we've talked about is, should we get a raid team together tonight? Should we try a raid team together tonight? Should we try and do the raid over the weekend? Mike, are you going to be free? Should we get these people together? Blah, blah, blah. But yes, the PvE game is very, very strong. However, this last week or two, I have had a very big PvP itch, and I've had to go and play something else. I've been back in Siege for a week.
Did you put some cream on it?
No, I just stopped scratching it.
Okay.
Yeah, it is unfortunate.
Yeah, that name was unfortunate. Stephen Totillo.
Fucking hell, dude. I think we just have to see what happens with the PvP update that Redstorm are meant to be working on, and apparently there's a detailed interview coming very soon with Terry at Redstorm in the near future, probably next week when Rob's not here. That's fine. He doesn't PvP anyway. Luke, do you want to take the next question?
No, I think Rob should do it since he's not here next week.
Fuck off.
No, I'm kind of on board with that. There you go, Rob.
Okay, Fluffy Nut says, I really like running hardwired 6-piece. Why? My skill power is at 3600, but I haven't been able to craft any 500 hardwired gear. I have even put on different gear to get my score up to 500 while crafting, but it's still I craft to 486 hardwired gloves, and the most of the hardwired is low to mid 490s because of the same issue. Any ideas would greatly be appreciated. Yes, RNG, dude. It's literally 450 to 500, right? So
yeah,
we
discussed this last week. I'm pretty sure. Did we discuss this last week? I think we were just
they will probably up this to 500 at some point, but
yeah, the next world tier.
No, all of the new.
I was joking.
All of the new gear sets drop at 500 every time, so it doesn't make sense for this to be random, considering how much effort you have to fucking put in to get the mod components and shit.
Especially this gear set, this one should drop at 500 if you got to all that effort.
Because it's trash.
And you made a great point as well, Rob. If the ones out the raid are dropping at 500, I would argue that this one's probably a worse grind than trying to complete the raid.
Yeah.
So this should be rewarded at 500 as well. So I could see this coming as a Q.O.L fix in the near future, to be honest.
Cool.
It's probably not been fixed already because nobody else other than Fluffy Nuts is running it. Because it's a shit gear set. But, each to their own.
It's pretty dire, but if you were at 500 gear score, it might be okay, I guess. You'd have better rolls.
Anyway, thank you to everyone who sent in questions and feedback this week. Roberts.
What?
Hello.
What do you want?
Do that voodoo that you do.
Voodoo? You can find us over at SITREP Radio on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, as well as on our personal accounts. Send any questions or feedback for the show to sitrepRadiopod@gmail.com, or you can find us on Discord. The link will be in the show notes. We want to hear your thoughts on the news and the topics we cover, so be sure to leave a comment and join the discussion in any of those places. Don't clap me, fuck you. Luke?
Please leave a review of the show using the podcast app of your choice. We genuinely enjoy reading them all. The feedback is excellent, and at the end of the day, it does actually help other people to find our show. If you listen all the way to the very end of our show, you will hear all the juicy details about the other awesome podcasts that are available on the Mash Those Buttons network. Thank you.
We do live stream as often as we can, so if you're interested in dropping by and chatting with us whilst we play some Division, and probably more Division, you can find us all over at twitch.tv/SITREP Radio. Before we go today, I just want to say have a nice honeymoon, Robert.
Thank you.
I know it's been almost a year, but congratulations on getting married, and enjoy your week off in the sun.
Yeah.
In the shade.
In the shade of the sun, yeah.
Hiding from the sun.
Yeah. In an air-conditioned bar, yeah.
Getting drunk off your tits.
Eating lots of nice Greek food, yeah.
Lots of Greek yogurt.
Yeah. No, maybe not.
Yeah. No. Also, can you get Cheryl to take a video of you on the plane, please?
Yeah. And then any meat dishes she has from now, she's going to have a picture of.
Wow. Yeah, Patreon's breaking through.
Yeah, yes. Sorry, private joke.
Yes.
It's not very private. You put it on Facebook, dude. The whole world can see if they want to.
Yeah, but they'd have to know what her name is.
Dude, all I'm thinking is, they send me to bed and she gets her camera out. You know what she's going to do?
You could use that picture as like this week's cover, I guess.
It wouldn't make any sense.
No, but it'd be hilarious for us.
The three of us, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, have a great week.
I will, don't worry.
And yeah, I hope she videos you on the plane. I know I said that twice, but
I'm not sat next to her.
Oh, you're not?
No, I am. I just thought it'd be funny to say that.
Right, let's end this. We have been SITREP Radio. Thank you very much for listening this week, guys, and we will catch you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sequence complete. Security protocols deactivated. Server data replaced and CPU destroyed. Terminating connection in 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to a Mash Those Buttons podcast. Visit mashthosebuttons.com for a full podcast schedule.
Cargo secured. Extract